I want to ask, c'est pour qui raison les en St Lucien vle faire un projet et ben n'importe bagay. Especially si projet a c'est un projet qui ambitious. That St Lucien même can try to boto. Let me tell you something. This is something that I have seen a lot because I used to work with people working on different projects. And you will need to go to the government people to get like different things approved, or maybe sometimes to get a lease agreement from Crown Lands, or even what's the other one, NDC, or different places like that. And a lot of times people will stop you and they will block you, or at least they will try in St. Lucia. Now, when you listen to the budget debate and places like things like that, it is almost like the mentality and what they think and what they expect is that most of the investments that people will make in the country will be from foreign investment. So they're trying to tap heavily into getting foreign investors to come and invest in the country. Now, when you really look at it, even in places like America, most of the people that are employed by companies are employed by small businesses. In spite of the fact that you might hear all these big company names and all of these things, most people are employed by small companies. And even with some of these companies, these government entities in St. Lucia that are responsible for the allocations of land for people to carry on projects, a lot of times political allegiance is so heavy in the mix that if you do not support the party that's in power, you can't get not one project done. All of them will tell you to come with a business plan. You will give these guys your business plan, and that is sometimes the worst thing you can do. You giving these fellas your business plan, and they know that they will never approve that thing for you. That is how they think. It's a bad situation. Sadly, it is so. You can deny it if you want, but that is how they operate in St. Lucia, and I can prove that anytime. Even in a court of law, I can prove that. So you will come with your best project, your best plans. Let's just say you're from the valley. You're from Denry Valley. And you want some land, and they will tell you go to NDC. They will ask you to write a letter and stating what you want the land for, how many acres, whatever, and this kind of thing. Let me tell you something. Here is the real procedure that they will not tell you. When you leave that office, when that thing reach in at a certain level, if you're from the valley, they're going to call somebody in the valley. If you're from Denry Valley, they'll call somebody from Denry Valley. If you're from Viewfort North, they're going to call somebody from Viewfort North. And they're going to ask them which party you're supporting. And they will, if it is that you're not supporting their party, worse, if you're on the other side, they will say that he is on the other side, and that you will never hear. That proposal will not go anywhere. And this is what they do to people. So a lot of times when somebody may say, these countries can never go forward. Somebody will say, don't say that you're cursing the country or you're speaking negative words and all of that. Unless this mentality, this ideology, these practices stop, the place is not going anywhere. You know the amount of people that I know of who came to St. Lucia or who are in St. Lucia who wants to do projects, and they will just block you just because you're not supporting their party. The other thing they will do too is if it is not on the party level, sometimes what they will do is they will give your idea to another friend of theirs. These are things that are happening. So you wonder why a lot of the things do not get. Some people die with their ideas and it never manifests because you have wicked people in these systems. There are some people, if you're not in the cabal, if you're not in the secret society, they will not approve certain things for you. They will not approve it. And the other thing too is, some of these people, if you don't pay them in cash, nothing will move. So as a local person, you have all these impediments in your way. You may say like you want 10 acres of land for a project. They will tell you you cannot get 10, it's 4 you can get. But the foreigner will come and he will get a whole beach front. So what these people do is you are putting people in power to stifle your own growth and your own progress. There are people who left North America, left England, America, different places to come back with good business ideas, good plans, only to be frustrated by these people who work in government. Some of these people who work in government or in these statutory boards. They will just frustrate the people and the people have to leave and go back. And these things have been happening for a very long time. But then you come on the budget, Labour Party when they're in power, UWP when they're in power, come and gloat and boast about how we expect to get X amount of million in foreign investors. This one want to build a thing in whatever place, a 10-room hotel or a 20-room hotel. Every other person coming from overseas and want to build everything in the country. But somebody want to do something and you're always telling them they cannot get the land that they need to do what they want to do. It is almost like the land is being reserved for people from overseas. Why should you ask people to vote for you when you know that you're not doing anything in their best interest? The lands that are available, people are applying for these lands and you refuse to allocate the lands to the people. You behave as if these lands are reserved for foreigners, and yet you want the people to vote for you. I'm talking to both UWP and Labour Party. Both of you people do the same thing. Somebody applies for a job, and especially a job at a high pay grade, the first thing they will do is to call your constituency, your community, and ask which party you're supporting. And if you're not supporting the party, you cannot get the job. That has happened to me. The thing is, the thing is, let me tell you something. Any man that tells you that he believes in God, or he's a man of God or whatever, leave that man alone. Because only God knows what that person could have done if they did not have some kind of persuasion to kind of just humble themselves because of God. Because when you try to deprive a man of a job, you try to deprive him of food. And that is warfare. You have your job, your big job, but you want to prevent a man from getting a job because he didn't vote for your party. That is warfare. You're looking for war. You're looking for war. You want to have your job making thousands of dollars a month. The person is qualified also. And because he did not vote for your party, you feel he's not supposed to eat in the country. You're looking for war. Let me tell you something. Some of you people have tried that with me in the past. And I was wet behind the ears. I dare anybody try that again. I dare anybody try that again. that I know that I apply for a job, and you, because you know that I support your party, you're trying to prevent me from getting a job. I was wet behind the ears. I was wet behind the ears. And I'm not a violent man. I will not get into violence. But I know God. And the slave religion thing that they're teaching in the churches, in a lot of the churches, I don't subscribe to it. But I'm going to go very, very high. I was wet behind the ears, and I did not know certain things. And so some of you all mess around with me a lot as it relates to work. But I want the same one of you all, some of you all, to come and try that again. I know God. I was wet behind the ears. And I was following some of the slave religion thing that they teach. That is why some of you all didn't get your judgment. But I want an opportunity for you all to try that again. Try it again. I'm not part of the slave religion that they preach. I believe in God. I believe in Elohim. I believe in a lot of the principles that they talk about in the church and everything in the Bible. But I just want some of you all to try it again. That will be the day. Let me tell you something. That is what some of you all people do. And that's how you all believe that you're powerful and you're in control. You all use your power to fight against the human resource of the country. There are some of these people, it's almost like they feel like the government work is theirs. And some of them same fellas that victimize me, asking people to vote for them, you know. And because I believe in God so much that them fellas are just jokers, I just watching them fellas. I just watching them fellas. And I have no anger, no rage. No anger, no rage. But I'm waiting for them. I must take them same government papers again and apply, and let one boy come and try anything again. I was wet behind the ears. I was wet behind the ears. I did not know how to pray. I was wet behind the ears. The kind of prayers that they telling you all to pray in the churches, them kind of weak prayers. That's some of you all, I'm watching you all. Some of your people need to, it's like you all need to, you know, the only hope for some of the young people coming is for some of you all fellas, you all need to just get out of the system completely. Die off. Because you're keeping the whole country behind. And your people come into the country from overseas trying to come and apply for land to do projects. You're denying them of their land, and you're giving the land to all kind of foreigners.